aside from protocol, which actually is supposed to come later, we also have topology, which is the physical layout of cables. Right, so if you can forget about protocol first, right, or rather you can just, now that you have TCP/IP, you can get that in your mind, right? We'll learn about physical layout of cables. There are three types of physical layout. The first one is the bus topology. Bus topology, you just imagine it being that kind of layout of cable. It's like in a bus, and we have like people sitting on either side of the aisle, right? So the bus topology is such that if, say, you want to send data, right? If, say, you want to send data, maybe we can just erase this. Okay. If you want to send data, let's say A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's say A wants to send to F, right? What happens is that A will just send data and it will bounce. Data will bounce. Right? Data will bounce B, and then C, and then D, and then E, and then F. Okay, data gets to F, right? A to F. Now, from F, one characteristic of the bus topology is called the bus topology. One characteristic of the bus topology is that data will just bounce, right? And that's how they send and receive data. They just send data, and data will just bounce. And while data is bouncing, everyone else cannot send data, right? So once it gets to F, F does not just take the data and it ends there. No, F will bounce it. F gets it. F will still bounce it. Bounce, 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 bounce. And if we keep on doing this, no one will get to send data once the first one gets to send data, because it keeps on bouncing. So because of that, the bus topology would have a terminator at the end. Terminator. Right? Terminator at the end. Another problem with the bus topology is that aside from the bouncing taking up lots of bandwidth, if you add more devices, you can see the cable gets longer and longer and longer and further away from the router. So in that particular case, as the cable gets longer, the signal gets weaker, right? So those at the other end of the bus is somewhat doomed. Oh, I don't get data, right? So to solve this problem, people come up with this topology called the star topology. Right? Star topology. So this is called the star topology. With the star topology, what happens is that first we solve the bouncing problem. Now it no longer bounces. Let's say A wants to send, it will just send to a central hub. It gets sent to everyone immediately. The central hub is the one, it's like, for example, here we have everyone having the ability to bounce data, meaning they need to amplify it and send it to the next person. Here, not really. You just send the data, the hub will amplify it, the hub at the center, and then send it to everyone. Right? If, say, A wants to send to E, the data will get sent to everyone, and everyone just say, this is not for me. E will then take it. Right? So there's no problem of bouncing. As well, because it's pretty straightforward, you have the hub at the center, there is no problem of weakening signals. Right? Here, bus signals may get weaker. Right? Here with star, there is no bounce, no weak signals, because everyone is pretty much equal. They're pretty much equal in the sense that each and every one of them gets connected to the hub, right? The disadvantage of this network is, of course, if the hub gets broken, then the whole network is down, right? So there is another network. It's called the ring topology. There is another topology. It's called the ring topology. The ring topology looks like this. Well, it actually looks like a ring, right? And ring topology does not use bouncing. Ring topology does not have a hub where you can send data and get amplified to everyone. So the ring topology uses a different kind of controlling mechanism. It's called a token, right? So using the token is somewhat systematic because, let's say, A wants to send to E. A just takes the token, put the data onto the token, and then the token will move around, gets to E. E will take the data, right? And then the token will be free again. It will move around until someone else wants to get the data, wants to send the data. So this is very, you can say it's very organized in that sense because if you want to send, there is no problem with contention. We call it contention. Contention in the network is like collision in traffic, right? Cars colliding or cars cannot move because there are lots of congestion or collision in traffic, right? So here it's pretty straightforward. If you want to send data, you have to take the token. So there's virtually no contention. The problem is, what if one computer, one device gets broken? Then the whole network might go down, right? Because the ring cannot go around like that, for example, right? So these are the three topologies that we're going to learn, that we've learned in this particular chapter that we've discussed about.